Hello. Just a moment. Okay. I hope my screen is visible to you. Okay. I hope my voice is clearly audible. Okay. What is the last topic we had studied in the last lecture? Quickly. Just what is the last topic we had studied in the last lecture? Okay. Very good. It was about weak entity set. I will revise it quickly. Okay. Weak entity set. Weak entity set means what? The entity set uh, which does not have ability to create its own, I will say, primary key. Okay, it does not have sufficient attributes so that it can create its own primary key. So it takes help of another entity set, and the entity set which is helping to the weak entity set, it is called as a strong entity set. Okay, and primary key of the weak entity set is created by the primary key of strong entity set plus discriminator. Discriminator is also called as a partial key because it helps to create a primary key. It participates in creation of the primary key. So it is also called as a partial key. It is called as a discriminator also, right? So here, if this example we will revise in front of your screen. Employee keeps track of his dependent, his or her dependent. So dependent means the persons which are dependent on the employee. Okay, so that may be children of employee, that may be wife, or if the person is female, so his husband, her husband will be a dependent, maybe possibly. So parents sometimes, like mother and father. So these are the dependent of the employee. But here dependent is entity set, but it is not able to create its own primary key. It's only, you can say, a very strong candidate for the primary key is name attribute. But you know names are repetition, so it cannot be kept as a primary key. So what happens for primary key of the dependent here in our example is equal to employee ID plus name, name of dependent. So that is the primary key of dependent entity set. It is represented by double oval shape, or sorry, double, I will say, rectangle. The relationship between strong entity set and weak entity set is given by the double diamond shape. Okay, plus from I will say strong entity set to weak entity set. Just a moment. From strong entity set to weak entity set, the connection is one to many. Okay, the relationship is one to many, and that is total participation from the all the I will say entities of the dependent. Okay, so just a moment. Here you can see this is total participation from the dependent side, I mean weak entity set, and employee to dependent means strong entity set to dependent, that is a one to many relationship. Means one employee can have multiple dependents. Generally, this is true. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I was saying that from empty employee, or I will strong entity set to weak entity set, it is a one to many relationship. अभी हमने one to many के ज़्यादा symbols नहीं देखे हैं, but we will see again later on. ठीक है, properly we will see all the symbols. So this is one to many relationship, right? Okay. So let us go ahead. I hope this concept is clear. Extended ER diagram. Okay. So what are the extended ER diagrams? Means if we have some problem or case study or scenario and we want to model it, we want to represent it in terms of ER diagrams. Okay. So we are modeling and we are doing it. But nowadays there are many complex scenarios. Okay, and using simple ER diagram we cannot represent these scenarios in a ER model. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to use the extended ER features, means extended ER diagram, that is also called as a double ER. And in extended ER diagram, the features which we are going to use is specialization, generalization, higher and lower level entity sets, attribute inheritance, and aggregation. Okay, specialization, generalization, higher and lower level entity sets, attribute inheritance, and aggregation. Right? Okay. So one by one we will understand specialization. So specialization actually what we do in it, right? There is one entity set. We create a subgroup in that entity set, and that we call as a specialization. So on what basis we are creating the subgroup? On the basis of some difference in the characteristics of the entity set. Okay, on the basis of difference of some characteristics of the entities. So we are creating the subgroups, and the process of creating the subgroups from the given entity set, that is called as a specialization. Okay. Now in the subgroup, okay, so the entities may have may not possess all the attributes which are possessed by the parent entity, because I am creating subgroup. So there will be some parent entity set. Okay, so whatever all the attributes are of I will say parent entity will not be possessed by child entity set. Okay, always. So we will take one example and it will be much more clearer for you. Let us take one example of the customer. Okay, now if you see customer, so that is one entity set, customer. Okay, customer can be employee also, or it can be a I will say businessman also. Okay, so customer can be a employee also, customer can be a businessman also. Okay, so here the difference is given. Yes, here. Right. So okay, I will say person. Okay, so let us take in generalized way. Person can be a employee also, or person can be a customer also. Okay. Now person can have a different attributes. Let's say person ID. Okay, person name. This is person ID. Person ID. Person name. I will writing P name. Okay, and let's say person address or city, whatever you want to keep. So these are the details available in the person entity set. Now I want to create a subgroup based on what? Based on the some attributes which are not available on in all the entity set. Let's say I want to divide it further in one entity set, that is the employee. Okay, so employee is always a person, obviously, and second one there is a, let's say, customer. Okay, so that's the customer. Okay, so employee will have some specific thing. Let's say employee, I will say post or designation. Okay, employee will have some designation or post, or I will say some department also. Okay, that is not available with the customer, but customer will have some attributes which is like credit rating. Okay, or type of customer, regular, or I will say occasional type of customer, right? So customer type is there, but employee must have the post. Employee will have the post and designation, I will say, or I will say department. Customer will not have that thing. It will have the credit rating. It will have the type of customer. So these are the some things which are distinct from the person entity set. Person entity set may means employee and customer both are person only. Employee and customer both are person only. But employee has some separate attributes which is post, okay, or I will say that is department. Customer has some separate entity, means employee के पास जो भी attributes है post and that I will say department, that is not available with the other type of entities. Okay, let's say customer has the credit rating and a type of customer, so that is not available with other type of entities. Other type of entities means employee type of entities. Okay, so how these both subgrouping are connected? They are connected through the one relationship we call as the user relationship. So actually English में बोलते हैं हम is a. Let's say Moti is a dog. So is a, right? Is a is written in capital. Okay, so from person, some part goes to employee, some entities goes to employee, and some entities goes to customer. This is the difference. So this what we are doing, specialization. Okay, so specialization means based on the difference in the attributes or some parameters, we will separate out the sum of the entities of the entity set. Okay, so here that is the employee entity set, here there is the customer entity set. Okay, now one more thing, whatever attributes this person entity set, let's say person ID, person name, address, this all will be by default inherited by the employee entity set as well as customer entity set. Okay, employee entity set as well as customer entity set. So whatever attributes are here available for the person entity set, it will also apply. It also applies to the lower level entity sets of the employee and customer. So employee also has the attributes like person ID, person name, address. Customer also has the attributes like customer ID, customer name, and customer address. Okay, so this is possible. Now, from I will say the from the this in specialization. Okay, there will be a total participation. There will be a total participation means either person will be employee or person will be a customer, any one of these. So it will be a total participation means totally the entity sets or subgroups of the entity sets are participating, right? So this is the thing. Just a moment. Yeah, so whatever I have explained, this is explained here, written here. Just a moment. Okay, so let's say one example we will take. That one generalization I will say, that's a mammal. Okay, mammal. Now mammal can be divided into birds, dogs, cats. Okay, right? So if I say there are many attributes which are common between dog, cats, and birds, okay, but there are many attributes which are not common also. Okay, there are many attributes which are not common. So let's say birds have wings. What I'm doing actually. Take just a moment. It will be like this. Okay. Now mammals can be divided for the just for example. This is not a proper example. Just for example, can be divided into birds. Okay. Let's say I will just say cats. Okay. So what we can have, mammals can be bird or cat. Now whatever properties are possessed by mammals, that all properties will be possessed by birds and cats also. So birds let's say if they have wings, okay, common properties are inherited, but some properties are externally added, okay. So here cat will have, let's say, leg or wings, right? So here it is nothing but a easy relationship. Okay, so mammals are nothing but birds and mammals are nothing but cats. But there are some properties which is different. There are some properties of birds which is different from the cats. So you can create this kind of subgrouping. Okay, even you can create a dog another also. Okay, like here dog also another, you can say uh, entity set, subgrouping, subgroups, right? Okay, so this is the symbol, as I told you, is a relationship. So person having these attributes, okay, employee, customer. Now uh, employee and customer will have all the 5 attributes which is available with the person, they can use. Okay, now what is the you can have a multiple level of I will say inheritance or easy relationship also. Okay, so here person to employee and employee to manager, officer and worker. Okay, so this is the, you can say, multiple level of specialization we can do. We are going more and more special. यहाँ पे तो सिर्फ एम्प्लॉय था. Now we are seeing there may be managers, that may be officer, that may be worker. Is it like that? Okay, right? Okay. Mm. So this is all about the specialization. Second thing is about the generalization. Okay. Now what happens in generalization? Generalization is the exact reverse process of the specialization. Specialization is a top down approach. Generalization is the bottom up approach. Okay. So why we need to use this approach, means in reverse way? Okay. Sometimes what we think that we have some entities, let's say 3 to 4 entity sets, not entities. We have 3 to 4 entity sets, right? And what I think that uh, this uh, 3 to 4 entity sets must have some attribute in common. ये 3 4 जो भी एंटिटी सेट है उनके कोई ना कोई एट्रीब्यूट कॉमन होंगे, तो उनका कॉमन एट्रीब्यूट या फीचर का यूज करके हम एक जनरलाइज एंटिटी सेट बना हम एक जनरलाइज एंटिटी सेट बना सकते हैं. ठीक है. सो जनरलाइजेशन इज द एग्जैक्ट रिवर्स प्रोसेस ऑफ द I will say specialization. Okay, specialization is a top down, generalization is a bottom up approach. Okay, so here what we will say, first of all we will create one let's say simple thing. First of all we have the employee and salary, customer and its credit rating. Now I understand after some time that whatever it may be, 1 day 2 day, but after some time I understand that this my employee has the some let's say attribute which is not available with customer. Customer says that there is a attribute which is not available with the other person. Okay, with the other person, right? Now mm, so what happens here? Okay, that is completely in short. I need to explain you this one. Okay, I need to explain. Hmm. Now, so why to use two different concepts? मतलब ऊपर से नीचे जाओ या नीचे से ऊपर जाओ, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Top down करो या bottom up करो, what is the difference? There is no difference, but actually there is a difference of the thinking. There is a difference in the scenario, means narrated by the let's say customer. Okay, and for this scenario we are using the what I will say ER diagram. Okay, now sometimes मुझे क्या लगा, what I thought कि let's say just a moment. Okay. So sometimes what do you think that first you came across employee entity set. ठीक है, तुम्हें पहले क्या लगता है कि एम्प्लॉय एंटिटी एम्प्लॉय की डिटेल्स बहुत आ रही है, so you create a one employee entity set. Later on you understand that नहीं मेरे कस्टमर की भी बहुत आ रही है और work what I will say that for ER diagram representation. तो वो आ रही है, ठीक है. उसके बाद में पता चला आई विल गो थरोली एंड आई फाइंड आउट दैट एम्प्लॉय एंड कस्टमर हैज some attribute in common. They have some attribute in common. Let's say what I will say there is a person ID, person age, person name. These are the common attributes that you can use for the employee also and that you can use for the customer also. So based on the common attributes, we have generalized the both entity sets and we have created a single entity set. ठीक है. So this is let's say bottom up approach. तो तुम बोलोगे सर स्पेशलाइजेशन जनरलाइजेशन दोनों यूज करने की क्या जरूरत है. जैसे केस सिनारियो है, अगर तुम्हें पहले लगता है कि कोई एंटिटी सेट है उसको हम सब ग्रुप कर सकते हैं, so you can go for the specialization. You think that these are the multiple entity sets and I can generalize them. They are having some attributes in common, so I can generalize them. So you can use the generalized I will say approach or generalized property of the extended ER diagram. Okay. Now it is not like that. You can use that in only one simple, I will say, simple level, single level or multiple level kind of generalization or specialization. Here you can add, let's say, customer. Okay, let's say customer. So this customer is, for example, just a moment. So customer is, let's say, it is also part of some another easy relationship. It's possible. Customer is also part of some another easy relationship. There is another entity set, and there may be another higher level entity set. Okay, so customer can be a part of another easy. Can employee be a part of another easy relationship? Means it is a part of as a subgroup. That is also possible. Okay, यहाँ पे कोई entity set होगा. So this is also possible, right? If we are creating this kind of multiple, let's say, kind of specialization, so that is called as a lattice structure. That is called as a lattice structure. If we are creating such kind of generalization and specialization in which one entity set has been it's a subgroup of a person also and subgroup of some other entity set also. Let's say star. Let's say star. It is a part of some other entity set also. Okay, so that's why what we are doing that we can use this name as a lattice. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, any doubt? Okay, I hope there is no doubt. Is there any doubt? Okay. So second is the attribute inheritance. Okay, attribute inheritance is a simple property that means the attributes of higher level entity sets are and attributes of higher level entity sets are by default inherited by the lower level entity set. So हम ये किसकी बात कर रहे हैं? Higher level entity set and lower level entity set means we are talking about the specialization or generalization. So lower level entity sets which are the child or children. Okay, and higher level entity sets which are the parents. So obviously this is similar to the inheritance of the object oriented programming. So higher level entity sets के जो भी properties है और attributes है that will be by default inherited to the lower level entity sets. Okay, तो इसमें inherit में क्या क्या inherit होता है? ठीक है। सबसे पहले तो एट्रीब्यूट सब कॉपी हो जाते हैं, मतलब एट्रीब्यूट इनहेरिट होते हैं, ठीक है। सेकंड थिंग पार्टिसिपेशन कंस्ट्रेंट, ओके। तो पार्टिसिपेशन कंस्ट्रेंट जो है वो पेरेंट एंटिटी जो भी पार्टिसिपेशन कंस्ट्रेंट फॉलो करती है, फुल पार्टिसिपेशन और पार्शियल पार्टिसिपेशन, ओके, तो वो कंस्ट्रेंट अप्लाई हो जाता है, ओके, वो कंस्ट्रेंट अप्लाई हो जाता है। इसमें अप्लाई हो जाता है लोअर लेवल एंटिटी सेट्स में भी, गेटिंग माय पॉइंट, लोअर लेवल एंटिटी सेट्स में भी वो पार्शियल पार्टिसिपेशन या तो फिर फुल पार्टिसिपेशन का जो कंसेप्ट है ओके वो यूज होता है, राइट। एंड जो पेरेंट मतलब पेरेंट एंटिटी सेट अगर फुल पार्टिसिपेट कर रही है तो चाइल्ड चिल्ड्रन एंटिटी सेट भी फुल पार्टिसिपेट करेगी, ओके। टोटल पार्टिसिपेशन आई विल से इट विल बी टोटल पार्टिसिपेटेड, ओके। So this is the part which I have explained you. Let us okay. Now constraint on the generalization. Okay. So we have created a one new thing, generalization, specialization, and we also have seen the attribute inheritance. Means attributes of parent level entity sets is inherited in the attribute of children level. Okay. So, or I will, so that attributes I will say we need to keep, means it is already inherited from the parent to child, or I will say higher to lower entity set. Okay. I hope these things are clear to everyone. Is it clear? Hello. Okay. Now generalizations में थोड़े constraints हैं. There are some conditions, there are some classifications we need to consider, and we need to take care of it. Okay. So constraint on generalization में first constraint है determining which entities can be member of a given or lower level entity set. Okay. तो यहाँ पे हम ये देखने का ट्राई कर रहे हैं कि what I will say, okay. So this conditions I will say constraint on the generalization. Okay. The first constraint is determining which entities can be member of a given lower level entity set. ठीक है। तो एक तो मेरे पास पेरेंट एंटिटी सेट है, फॉर एग्जांपल पर्सन है, ठीक है। मेरे पास एक पेरेंट एंटिटी सेट है जिसका नाम है पर्सन, ठीक। तो पर्सन के जो सेपरेटली एट्रीब्यूट्स है वो सब इसके लोअर लेवल में मतलब चिल्ड्रन में आ जाएगा, ठीक है। तो अब यहाँ पे हमें ये देखना है कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल पर्सन है, ठीक है। सो हाउ शुड आई डिवाइड इट बेस्ड ऑन द क्लासिफिकेशन, मीन्स वन इज अ वर्कर और आई विल से क्लासिफिकेशन मीन्स एम्प्लॉय एंड समवन इज द कस्टमर, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे हमें कंडीशन चूज करनी पड़ेगी कि कौन सी जगह पे जाएगा। सो दैट इज द कंडीशन बेस्ड, ओके, फुल्ली कंसीडर कंडीशन बेस्ड। यहाँ पे हाँ, सो फर्स्ट purpose, okay, is determining which entities can be members of a lower level entity set. Lower level entity set का member कौन बन सकता है, ठीक है। तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल उसको फाइनलाइज करने के लिए हम दो कैटेगरी रखेंगे, ए कंडीशन डिफाइंड एंड सेकंड थिंग इट इज अ बी यूजर डिफाइंड, ओके। मतलब सिंपल चीज है कि कोई एक एंटिटी सेट है उसमें से उसको डिवाइड करना है. So better to separate out in terms of the that whether you are part of this entity set or not. ठीक है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल एकदम सिंपल एग्जाम्पल है यहाँ पे कंडीशन बेस में कि अकाउंट है. ओके. अब अकाउंट है तो लेट्स से कोई पर्सन का अकाउंट है तो इट इज आइदर सेविंग बैंक और आइदर करंट अकाउंट मीन्स आइदर सेविंग अकाउंट और आइदर करंट अकाउंट. ओके. तो based on that we can divide them. Condition based means let's say here account. Okay. And then you let's say go for the lower level. Okay. Okay. So then you go for the lower level. But here how you are going? तुम जा रहे हो लोअर लेवल में बेस्ड ऑन द चेकिंग ऑफ द कंडीशन. ठीक है. तो कंडीशन चेक कर रहे हो और उसके बाद लोअर लेवल में जा रहे हो. फॉर एग्जांपल हियर आई विल टेक सम अदर लेवल. हाँ. So let's say account I will say account. Okay. Now account के जो है मैं एक एग्जांपल बताता हूँ. राइट. सो अकाउंट इज ऑफ टाइप. यहाँ पे कोई भी कंडीशन स्पेसिफिक होगा. ठीक है. कौन सी कंडीशन आएगी? लेट्स से यूजर डिफाइन और कंडीशन डिफाइन. This is let's say saving account and this is let's say current account. Okay. So just you need to apply one condition that it is which type of account. It's a saving or current account. So हमें डिटरमाइन करना है कि वो हायर लेवल एंटिटी सेट में से कौन से एंटिटी सेट में जाएगा. ओके. वी नीड टू डिसाइड बेस्ड ऑन द कंडीशन और द फैक्ट्स अवेलेबल विद अस. ठीक है. आई होप इट इज करेक्ट टू यू एंड क्लियर टू यू. यूजर डिफाइन. यूजर डिफाइन में क्या होता है कि रूल यूजर डिफाइन नहीं करता है. मीन्स इंस्टेड ऑफ एनी कंडीशन database administrator will assign a role to Python. It provides the role to the each entity set. Okay. Based on the not for condition but based on some thinking I will say. Okay. So how to find out that it belongs to which lower level entity set. ओके. तो कैसे फाइंड आउट करना है? तो एक एग्जांपल है यहाँ पे कि देयर इज सम ट्रेनिंग ऑफ लेट्स से फुटबॉल इज गोइंग ऑन एंड द कोच वांट्स टू सिलेक्ट अ टीम पर्सन एंड देयर लोकेशन. ओके. So let's say coach will select one as the attacker, someone as a defender, okay, someone as a midfielder, someone as a goalkeeper, based on the previous experience from the candidates. Okay, based on the previous experience from the candidate. So here we have not applied any specific conditions, but here we have the trainer or coach has applied his own experience, his own logic. So there is no condition, but there is intuitiveness. Okay, internal thinking and logic, and from that he has decided that which candidate or player should be at which place. Okay. So first our I will say category, and in that we need to determine that which entities can be a part of a lower level entity set. Okay, which entities can be a part of a lower level entity set. So that classification can be done by the condition based, or that classification can be done by the user defined based. ठीक है. एक जो है क्लासिफिकेशन कंडीशन बेस्ड करो इट्स वेरी क्लियर, कंडीशन में बहुत सिंपल होता है। एंड दूसरा है यूजर डिफाइन, मतलब यूजर जैसा बोलेगा वैसा करो, ठीक है। सेकंड कैटेगरी, second category is whether entity can belong to more than one lower level entity set or not. Entity can belong to more than one lower level entity set or not. मतलब जैसे कि अभी हमने एग्जांपल लिया पर्सन, so person we divided into employee and other thing we divided into the customer. Now it is possible that one person is the employee also and it is customer also. One person is the employee also and it is customer also, right? So what we are going to do is that first disjoint and overlapping. So what do you mean by disjoint? Disjoint means entity of the higher level entity set can belong to only one, at max one entity of the lower level. It can belong to at max one entity of the lower level, ठीक है। So let's say यहाँ पे person है, okay। So if I represent it in terms of disjoint, if I say disjoint means person can either be an employee or can be a customer, but not both. Person can either be employee or this is about saving account, or it can be a customer but not both. So simple example, accounts, okay, account can be either saving account or current account. At a time one account number cannot be a part of both. Bank account, it can be either saving or current, it cannot be both at a time. So it should be disjoint. Disjoint means separate, either this or this but not both, okay. I hope it is clear to you, either this or this. Overlapping, so overlapping means, as I told you, that overlapping is allowed, means a person is an employee also and person is a customer also. So person will appear in an employee entity set group also, and person will some person will appear in a customer group also. Let's say Harish. So Harish is an employee also and Harish is a customer also. So it will appear in a group of both entity set, employee and customer. So that we call as the overlapping. That we call as overlapping. I hope you are getting, okay. It can appear in both of the lower level entity sets. It is overlapping. If it is not allowed to appear in both of the lower level entity sets, then it is called as a disjoint, okay. And lastly, let me finish this completeness constraint, okay. Okay, completeness means it specifies that whether or not an entity in the higher level entity set must belong to at least one of the lower level entity sets within the generalization. Okay, completeness constraint means for example, let's say there are 10 persons. Okay, there are 10 persons, and if there are 4 employees and if there are 4 customers, so total 8 are coming in the lower level, I will say, entity set. So there are 2 others. Here 10, here 4 plus 4 8. So there are 2 others. Okay, so it is not complete. Complete means if there are 10 persons, so there may be a 6 employee and 4 customers. So now total 10 is okay. Okay, so completement means from the higher level entity set, entity participate in at least one of the lower level entity set. At least one. That is called as a completeness. That is called as a completeness. Okay, and means there is a 2 option: total generalization and partial generalization. Means each higher level entity must belong to one or more lower level entity set. Then we call it as a total generalization. And partial generalization: some higher level entities are not part of any of the lower level entity set. Some higher level entities are not part of any lower level entity set. Means we have the person, I will say we have the person entity set, okay. But here, let's say some are the employees and some are the customers. But there are 4 plus 4, 8, and here total 10%. But 2 person are not employee, either not employee or not customer. They are not part of anything. So that is not a total, it's a partial generalization. It's a partial generalization. Okay, I hope you are getting it. Okay. Okay, so next time we will see about the aggregation. I hope you do not have any kind of doubt, right? So next time we will see the aggregation. Do you have any doubt? Any doubt?